But I was like, I don't want to eat the booty like cereal.
But sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, Josh.
Hello, and welcome to Downright Fierce Gaming. My name is Josh Sensio. With me is...
Tristan Haynes.
And...
Jacob Alexander III. What up, what up?
What's up? These are our two new hosts.
Hi.
Chris and Brandon just weren't cutting it. Sorry.
Yep,
You're
they're
done,
fired.
guys.
See ya.
You're done.
Peace.
No,
Well,
actually...
last week they were dead, so now they're just fired.
You know, it's... They don't call me Overkill Josh for nothing.
There you go.
Nobody calls me that.
Oh.
So we're a video game podcast. We talk about video games. That's what we do every week. These two will be joining on as our regular hosts. So we're going to alternate Chris and Brandon in and out of, you know, the five of us. But I'll always be here for you. Because that's the thing you can count on.
Because he cares.
Because it's my house. That's really the only reason. It's my house. So, you know. We have a lot of things to talk about. Biggest thing is Call of Duty rumors are confirmed. Everybody knew it. It's going to be set in World War II.
Who cares? Boo.
What? Why?
I'm over Call of Duty.
But it's World War II again. When was the last good World War II game?
The last time it was Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Well,
that is the correct answer. You're
But
right.
at the same time, you know, that's also alternate universe.
I guess it
that's,
wasn't World War II either.
Yeah,
It was
it's kind of like
1960s.
it's just Nazis. I didn't say when was the last good Nazi game. And then that's, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be World War II. In fact, it's actually called Call of Duty World War II. You know. Activision announced that there will be a worldwide reveal on... Oh, no, it's not today. On April 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The studio that will be developing it is Sledgehammer, whose last game was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So now they're making a big deal out of this. They're kind of blowing it up. They're doing an official worldwide reveal. You know, clearly they're doing something different finally. You know, they're not just doing the futuristic war thing. They're going back, as they said, to their roots. You know, that's how they tease us and say they're going back to the roots. And everyone's like, okay, so World War II. You know, I mean, that's what else roots could be. What do you think might be different about this game as opposed to, you know, the stuff they've been creating?
Well, because... like I said, I'm not a super big fan of Call of Duty. The last one I played, I think, was Modern Warfare, which I think officially was Call of Duty 4, I want to say. Something like that. So that was the last one I played, and then they kept coming out with, you know, Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops and stuff like that, and I was just not really into any of it as far as just from a franchise. I kind of look at it like Madden. I'm kind of tired of Madden too. But I think that by going back to the well after, you know, because it's actually kind of funny because I think when Call of Duty 3 came out, everyone was tired of World War II. So that's why Modern Warfare was so fresh and so interesting. So now people are tired of modern and space stuff. So, why not? Like so it feels fresh.
It's been a good, like 8 years since a true, like, good AAA. That's the thing, AAA World War II shooter. I mean, there's been other games, but like a true AAA, you know, with the kind of quality that, I mean, everybody wants to knock Call of Duty, and it's warranted, but they make quality games. They do. Even if it's cookie cutter, they make good looking quality games. So, I mean, to go back to World War II, you know, after everyone's kind of forgotten it, because people were tired of it, but now people are tired of futuristic stuff.
Right.
So, is it going to be? I mean, do we know anything if it's going to be on the Ally side, or is it going to be like the Axis perspective? That would be interesting. Like,
you want to play as a Nazi?
No, I mean, there's more than just the Nazis.
He wants to play as Stalin specifically.
I got you. I mean, that's
the thing. Winston Churchill in the trenches. Actually, if that's the case, I'll play it.
There's actually no details. It's just they revealed World War II.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, they're probably just gonna do what every game did originally with World War II, and it's gonna be you're storming the beach of Normandy.
Right.
You're doing that, and you know what? Honestly, if you give me an amazing set piece, which I bet you anything, that's going to be the worldwide reveal. It's going to be D-Day, storming Normandy, and you're going to see that battle in a way that no other game has been able to do since, like, Medal of Honor. I mean, that was the last really good storming the beach, experience, and I remember that. It just blew my mind. So I bet you that's why they're making a big deal out of this, is that they're going to make it this big epic looking thing.
I think one thing to touch on is they have the ability to expand the scope. Like, I mean, you got things like the Battle of Iwo Jima that you could really expand on, which is such a huge moment in our history that I don't think has I can't think of a scenario where that's been in a game.
You know, that's how I know it hasn't been in the game, because I don't know what that is.
Really? Oh,
I learned my history from Call of Duty.
It's a really, really, I'd say important and iconic photo. It's where like the 6 or 7 soldiers are all together and putting the American flag.
Oh, okay.
That's from the Battle of Iwo Jima.
Okay.
So they have the opportunity to give us that on that scale, and then have that be the, going back to your point about set pieces, that's a perfect example of a set piece. And you end the mission like, all right, now put the flag up. Yeah. And then it cuts out to, that either that footage, or there's a lot that they can do with it. And if that's the case, then yeah, I guess I'd probably be into. I really need to have Winston Churchill, guys.
I really wish we had like Hideo Kojima news, that way I could be like, what about the Battle of Hideo Kojima? Speaking of which, and then move on to that. But
that gave me a headache.
There's no Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Okay, I've been saying Hideo. Nobody says Hideo. I say Hideo.
Yeah.
So I got a message from Brandon. We have a group chat on Facebook, and it's in all caps. And it's like, Secret of Mana's coming to Switch. Now I'm assuming he didn't read the rest of the article, like most people don't. It's coming to Switch. In Japan.
Right.
Chill out, Brandon.
I'm not gonna lie, I got all caps excited.
Yeah. It's June 1st. No word about an English version. But if it's coming out that soon, I feel like they would have announced something. Maybe down the line, I don't know. But it's region free, so all you need to do is download it and then just learn Japanese.
Well, I mean, I guess it's interesting because for those that don't know, the second Densetsu series is essentially what is Secret of Mana now, what we know it is now. Final Fantasy Adventure was Second Densetsu 1, Secret of Mana and Secret of Mana 2 were Second Densetsu 2 and 3 respectively. The Secret of Mana 2 never came out here. You have to emulate it, which I did, and it was fucking awesome. Sorry, you can write that down. Gotcha. But it's such a brilliant and iconic game. I've already bought it like twice. I would buy it a third time on my Switch, play multiplayer. Shout out to the multi-tap on Super Nintendo for allowing us to play 3-player Secret of Mana. I'll never forget the story, the music. Like it's brilliant, and they need to bring it out here.
What made it different? Because I've actually never played.
Really, it was the first big action RPG that I can remember that really kind of was like, oh wow, like just from a genre perspective is really special. And because we're so, at least back then, you're so used to turn-based role-playing, game mechanics, and you're maneuvering real time. You're fighting this boss that's attacking you, and you have to react in real time. And I remember that like blowing my mind as a kid, and it's still something that's still special. I've probably beaten that game probably close to 20.
I mean, do you think you have nostalgia goggles? Because we have that now.
Yeah, of course. But we also have, backing up, there's games that are still using mechanics that were created for Secret of Mana.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool. I have no experience with it.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not very versed in.
I know the name, and that there's a tree.
Yeah. and that there's a bunch of Mana games after that.
Is it a mana tree? I don't know.
Yes, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. See, I know.
And there's a Mana sword.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Right. Breaking news.
So, Bandai Namco has officially revealed its new project, Code Vein. It's being described as a grueling action RPG that takes you on a journey across a massive interconnected world. You play as Revenant, which is a vampire creature that can drain the blood of their enemies in order to gain new skills, weapon abilities, and attacks. In Code Vein, society has collapsed and the world is overrun with supernatural creatures. The vampires are confined to an area known as the Vein, and it's there that you join forces with an in-game companion to try and recover the lost memories of humanity. The game's only 30% done right now, so they're saying 2018. But there's some screenshots, and here's the thing. They had a teaser before they showed the screenshots of the game, and I was a little bit worried because it was kind of like an anime style kind of thing. It looked like it was, active. It almost looked like the Dr. Katz stuff, with like the squiggly lines and stuff. But not that crude. Not that crude. It was still just kind of like, it looked like it was being drawn like crudely. So I was kind of worried. I'm like, I don't really want to see a game like that. I mean, yeah, stylistic, cool, but
right.
It's a big risk, and I don't want their next game to be a flop. But then I saw screenshots, and oh my god!
So what does it look like?
Oh, it looks balls amazing. It looks. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe because it looks like it looks like a 2018 game. It looks like one step above what we have now. It looks like one step above Dark Souls, 3. It's kind of got this stylized. It's not cel shaded, but it's very crisp. and the environments are just gorgeous. I mean, oh my god, and the enemies look menacing, but still, again, it all seems kind of, I think the reason why they had the animated thing, the teaser, is because it looks like an anime. I mean, but not cel shaded. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like it's an anime inspired game, but it's kind of hard to describe. I recommend everybody look it up. It looks fantastic. There's only screenshots right now, but they look balls amazing.
My mind immediately went to Castlevania, and I couldn't remember what the guy who made Castlevania. I want to say his name's Iga. I want to say because he's making a different game that was kickstarted that looks really amazing. Right? Yes, thank you.
Okay,
that looks
I think
fantastic.
I've heard of that one.
But so my mind immediately went to side scroll. That's why I was like, give me some more because
no, it's definitely not side scrolling. No, it's gonna be. Here's the thing. It's the second I read grueling action RPG, I'm like, oh, Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, right?
Okay, like I mean, and that's fine. Hey, I'm not gonna. You do your Dark Souls games. Make a Dark Souls 20. I don't care. Make a Dark Souls 20, make a Code Vein. It doesn't matter. It's all the same game. Bloodborne, same game. Dark Souls, same game. They just change little gameplay details and little gameplay mechanics just a little bit, but it's basically the same game.
But it's Twilight Dark Souls, right? Like Twilight Dark Souls.
I think more like Vampire the Masquerade is what it sounds like to me. That would
You ruined my bit, but that's okay.
No, I heard Twilight, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I just don't acknowledge Twilight.
Does anyone really? Well, I guess I did, but...
oh, man, Vampire the Masquerade. That was
that's
a good game.
call out.
That came out...
a really good call out.
Was that PS1 or PS2?
Ooh,
I played it on PC. I don't
know. No, sorry. You know what? I was thinking... Yeah, no, you're right. It's absolutely PC.
Yeah, you're right.
Apparently, that game was just the most... I've never played it, but that game had really ahead of its time RPG mechanics where everybody has a quest, or I forgot what it was, or you can kill anybody, or it's really in depth.
Yeah, really in depth as far as talking to people and everything. The combat is pretty god awful though.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's
there's some fan patches that help, but it's not.
Yeah, that's another thing I saw that people are still working on it to this day. That's really cool. That's how you know you have a good game. So more information regarding Star Wars Battlefront 2. Apparently later on that day, or maybe it was the next day, I'm not sure.
It was later on that day.
They announced way more details, and we were just a little bit too early talking about it. Hey, but we were the first ones to release a podcast about that, so unless somebody did it immediately afterwards, probably. I don't know. Anyways, the writing will be done by Walt Williams.
Walt Williams.
Hey, Walt Williams. Yeah, nobody knows who that is. He was the writer for Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh my god, that game is amazing.
Yeah, so I've never played it, but I heard about the story. And here's the thing: so Spec Ops: The Line, the whole thing is you think you're the good guy, and it turns out, oh my god, am I the good guy? Am I the bad guy? All these things I was doing, was it for bad things or whatever? In this game, you're playing as an Imperial unit called Lady.
I forgot her name now.
Playing as a lady, Iden Versio, who leads an Imperial unit called Inferno Squad. So you're working for the Empire,
right?
And your homeland was a place that just welcomed the Empire. They're like, hey, Empire, you're cool. Yeah, no, run us. We're good. And they have no problems. So they're on the other side of they're on the bad guy's side, but what we see as the bad guy's side. So I'd love to see how his take kind of, explores that mindset of a stormtrooper who thinks that they're fighting the good cause, because the rebels are terrorists.
Right.
They're, freaking suicide bombing, and they're they're terrorists. They're absolutely terrorists.
Yeah, and it's not like she's brainwashed or anything. She looking at the trailer, she truly believes that what she's doing is right.
Yeah.
So then, do they continue down that road? Does she see more, as she continues, and then switch gears? So
I honestly hope that she stays.
Me too.
True the entire game. Maybe maybe kind of second guess yourself a little bit. They kind of did that in Rogue One. They're starting to realize, hey, maybe are we on the good side? We're doing some pretty messed up things. Right. There's some pretty shady tactics going on. So maybe kind of explore that a little bit. But ultimately, if she's like, oh no, I was on the wrong side, I'm gonna help the rebels and the good and the light. And,
well, in her defense, the Sith were right because the Jedi suck. So
the Jedi are boring.
What was the name of the clone trooper game that came out where you played as that squad?
Oh god, Robotic Commando, something like that. Republic Commando.
Republic Commando.
This is in the vein of that.
It was really good.
Yeah, but the writing for that wasn't really.
Right. was still fun though.
I didn't like it. I really just I didn't
really
like
the entire game. Really,
the entire game.
Wow.
There were so many better
good.
games to come out around that time. So other information. Oh yeah, and then Mitch Dyer, who was a former reporter at IGN, actually left IGN. Couldn't tell anybody why. Right. And it turns out that he's writing for this game. And then Criterion Games will be working on the space battles.
What has Criterion done?
A little game called Burnout.
Oh, all right, I'm in then.
Yeah, right.
Well, I was already in. But
I mean, me too. Excuse me. The best news. Oh my God, this is seriously, guys. You guys.
Drum roll.
You guys. No season pass.
We did it. We broke the curse.
We complained enough. We bitched enough. No season pass. Thank you. Freaking yes.
And they came right out and said it too, which I thought was really, really classy of them.
I mean, seriously, like, dude, to pay $120 for a game, come on. Like, I mean, because that was the thing. It was $50 for, the game, and then, or $60 for the game, and then, like, it was another, like $70 for all the stuff you can get. So, I mean, it was something, I don't know. It was a lot of money, guys. It was a lot of money. Sorry, I got a little choked up because season passes really affected my life a lot, guys.
Tears out.
It killed my father.
Prepared to die?
I got no jokes. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. Anyways, and then you're also going to be able to play as Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren during the campaign.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Second best news is that everything in the game will be canon with the Star Wars universe. All canonical.
That's when I read that, I thought that was really surprising. I
thought
it was very
too.
much going to be a what if scenario, but it's like, oh, okay, it actually happened. All right.
Hey. But, I mean, I don't think we
happened, air quotes, but you know what I mean.
I don't think we should expect anything from this. I don't think that, it's going to be like, any of these characters are going to be even mentioned in any of the Star Wars things. It's kind of cool to know that this is also happening
Maybe
in that
a novel
universe.
Or something like that. Timothy
Do you think that they'll do novels, though? Because, I mean, they kind of threw all those out.
I mean, there's an opportunity there because of the fact that they threw them all out.
That's true.
So if someone wants to write them, I mean, more power to them.
Yeah.
And all of us Star Wars nerds will buy them. So
that's true.
We just won't buy the actual books. We have tablets and Kindles now. So
yeah. So finally, the multiplayer will focus more on an upgradable class system that follows you regardless of what side you play on, kind of like Battlefield. Now I'm a little worried about that part because I don't want to lose the hop in and play part of Battlefront that I loved so much. Right. I mean, you don't really have to worry about somebody who grinds and spends every waking minute of their life in that game. You don't have to worry about them screwing you over because they have better toys than you.
Right.
I mean, I was wrecking stuff with a starter blaster.
Yeah, me too. I don't the entire time. Well, going back to the original ones, I think I played with just the regular blaster rifle the whole time.
Yeah. So I'm a little worried that if we have a upgradable class thing, and then heroes are going to be upgradable too. Mm-hmm. Like I'm worried that that'll kind of take away from it.
They just got to focus on balance, which I mean,
like a balance of the Force.
100%.
Yeah. I think it'll be more just diversity of the weapons that you can use, where it'll just unlock. But that's how they've done it in the past, haven't they? I mean, the only real Battlefield I played is Bad Company 2, and that was how they handled it, where you could just use more and different weapons.
Right. I mean, yeah, they kind of did that, but then at the same time, there was still. Actually, yeah, I guess. Oh, I'm not worried anymore. Thank you, Tristan. That's how simple it was. It's like, actually, it worked fine.
That's why
yeah, it did kind of work fine, didn't it?
That's why you slept only 4 hours. You were so concerned about that.
I was so worried all night. I was thinking about that season pass.
Right.
So, finally, and our first talking point, kind of. Eurogamer is reporting that an SNES Classic Edition is on the way to replace the recently discontinued NES Classic Edition. They say the SNES Mini is currently scheduled to launch in time for Christmas this year. This is the only source for this rumor, although Eurogamer has a pretty good track record when it comes to Nintendo rumors. Now, this makes sense. We were talking about this last week. Tristan had the good point that something I forgot. I remember it was a good point. I remember it was a good point. It was a good point. But we were, kind of speculating, why would you discontinue something that... Oh, the Virtual Console.
Right.
So why would you discontinue something that was selling? And now this makes sense. If it does turn out that this is coming out this year, then what are they going to do? They're not going to stop manufacturing the SNES and then be like, oh, hey guys, let's push out some more NES consoles, and then just wait again till next year and then push out the SNES. No, it doesn't make sense. So, and if you release both at the same time, you're competing against yourself.
Well, I think it goes back to what the expectations of what they're expecting it should be. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that the NES Classic, from a demand standpoint, was way more than what they expected. I mean, I think they've even said in press releases, like, this was supposed to be a nostalgia sort of novelty item that was here and then gone. But of course, now we've got, $300 NES Classics going out on eBay, which is great. But I think that they should probably do a lot better job this time and actually invest a little bit, because I think a bunch of people are going to buy this thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the SNES is better than the NES anyways.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, library, like everything. Like it's just better. So, but here's the issue with the SNES though, is it doesn't hold as much nostalgia as the NES.
Absolutely.
So maybe it'll sell great, maybe it won't. I think they just need to double down and just be like, okay, well, we learned our lesson. Let's just a whole bunch of consoles. You know what? Let's just double what we were going to manufacture, and even if we have leftovers, it'll sell eventually.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're gonna have, a surplus of SNES consoles. I don't believe. I think enough people would buy it.
Right, because people they're gonna make the same mistake they did with the NES Classic, and they're gonna wait. But then hopefully there's gonna actually be inventory for them this time. I know I'm not. I missed the boat by seconds that first day that it came out, and I got lucky and was on Amazon at the right time. But I'd rather not, have to, hope that Kinja Deals on Twitter is like, yo, they're up now, and let's go buy them, because I know people that I posted it and they missed it just by seconds. But I think it's going to be interesting to see if they've learned anything from the NES Classic release.
Well, I think they learned, but do you think that maybe they're going to change
that's what I mean.
course? Like
that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
Could have just be like, hey, look, we know we're going to make our money. We don't really care about you. We're just going to throw this out there.
That's the other half of it, is that Nintendo has known to be stubborn for how long. So they may just, like you said, double down and just do the exact same thing. So
I don't know. What do you think, Tristan?
I mean, I'm more excited about this one. I have a lot more nostalgia and fond memories for the SNES. I'm in the line of thinking that they're probably going to do the same artificial scarcity thing where they don't make enough units.
Was it artificial though?
I mean,
I know, like with like Switch and Wii, they did that, but I mean, they said right from the beginning we had no intention of making this a thing. We just kind of thought it was like a Halo cutesy. Hey, why not? Why don't we just do this?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they could have kept that production running with it based on the response that they got from it. So they definitely limited themselves. And
yeah. I think it was poor planning. No matter the reason, it was poor planning.
Yep.
Yeah. But what do we know? We're
a bunch of nerds yelling at the
seriously.
internet.
Like, that's all it is. We really don't, But so I thought it'd be fun to for us to kind of think about what we would want. It was 30 games, right? They have 30 games on there.
That was the first one.
On the first one, okay.
NES.
So on the NES, so
I think they got to expand that 100%.
Well, for time purposes,
we won't go with 150.
I was thinking, why don't we, figure out what 30 games we would want for the SNES Classic? Because again, this is still a rumor, so no games have been announced.
Should we just go like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
I mean,
3,
just
1, 2,
throw them
3?
out there because honestly, I don't think I have enough in my head. I want to throw two out really quick.
Go ahead.
Link's Awakening.
That's Game Boy.
That was Game Boy. Which one was
Link
on
to the
the
Past.
Link to the Past. Link to the Past, and Donkey Kong Country.
All right.
Yeah. Are we all?
There's no question.
We're gonna manufacture this. We're gonna sell it. We're gonna make millions, and then people will actually listen to the podcast. So we all have to agree on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're good with those two?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm good with those, but that brings up one of my concerns about this is the licensing issues that I'm worried they're going to run into.
With the rare.
Yeah, no. Okay, so with that, this is a fantasy world. I definitely thought about that. This is a fantasy world where we could just do it super, super easy.
But 5 seconds ago, we were manufacturing it.
Oh, do you have the capital to manufacture millions or a million, SNES
Back us on
consoles?
Patreon.
Do you want a classic SNES?
It's a perk.
Yeah. Well, in exchange, we'll make you a video saying thank you. We hope you don't regret this. But yeah, no, you can have, because I don't want to do the research to find out who owns what.
Of course
so
not.
we got to keep this quick.
Yeah.
So we got Link to the Past and Donkey Kong Country.
DKC. All right.
Gotta have Donkey Kong Country 2 in there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that.
I like that one better.
And 3 can take a hike.
Yeah.
Why 2?
Gotta have my dude Diddy.
Yeah.
Gotta have my dude Diddy.
Wasn't Diddy in?
That makes
Diddy was in
2.
Diddy
in
and
the
Dixie
first
were
one.
in 2. They were the
Dixie. Yeah, they added Dixie, but Diddy
and
was
Dixie
in
were
1.
3. Was Diddy in 1?
Yeah, I have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
that was always the mechanic, is that you can switch
Okay.
between them.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
of 2 then, obviously.
Okay, so we. Okay, so let's. Okay, yeah, 2. We'll add 2.
I would just have both of them.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that.
Okay.
I don't think so.
What else?
I would add, I think you gotta have Super Mario World.
Oh, of course.
I think you gotta have Super Metroid.
Yep.
Super Mario Kart.
100%. Just get all the supers on there. I'm on the fence about one, so I'm gonna toss it out.
Throw it out
Super Castlevania 4.
I'm not familiar with that one. I have no.
Haven't played
No.
them.
We'll table it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there are plenty of others. Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 2 now 4.
Wasn't 2 on the NES?
No. 2, because keep in mind, it's initially in Japan 1, 2, and 3 were either on the NES or the Wonder Color Swan, something like that. Someone will correct me. But anyway, in the United States, 2, which was 4. I'm sorry.
That's
4,
right.
which was 2.
That was the issue.
Right.
Yeah,
4,
yeah.
which was 2, and 6, which was 3, because 5 never came out. Well, until it came out on the GBA. So
Gotcha.
So I would say Final Fantasy 2
Okay.
and Final Fantasy 3, which is 6.
No. Can you add both?
You gotta have
though?
both. You gotta have both.
We got 30 games. We got plenty of room.
Right.
Okay, fine.
NBA Jam.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, good call.
Good call.
Chrono Trigger.
That was my next one.
Yeah.
Best game of all time. Anyone else can fight me.
And Turtles in Time.
Oh, that's another good one.
I
We still
kind
got
of.
plenty.
I mean, you're probably gonna shoot this down. We need somebody to shoot down a game.
Okay.
Y'all play the Power Rangers game?
I did not.
It was fun.
The Genesis one was
It was
better.
a side scroller.
Pass.
It was a side scroller. It was fun. I liked it.
It was fun, though.
I agree. Well, the thing I liked about it is the thing about Power Rangers that I loved the most was the morphing. That was just like you can go just from regular and then you're like, oh, morphin' time.
And you're like, yeah!
So that game was really fun because you play as a human. Well, I mean, you're always human, I guess. But you play as one of the people, but you're not
You're an
morphed yet.
alien.
And then you build up a meter, and then you can morph. And I thought that was
Well,
that was
if we add it, then we have to add some putty DLC. No, I'm just kidding. One thing that I think we skipped but I think it might be up for debate is Super Mario All-Stars.
I like that one. Yeah.
I'm down with it.
I think you have to have it, especially for like the lost levels, which for the folks that didn't know, that's actually Super Mario Brothers 2. Just saying.
I'm trying to think. I can't even think about games that Home Alone was pretty dope. No, it wasn't. Kirby? Did that come out for which
Super
Kirby
Nintendo,
was that?
I forget which
Was
one
it
it was
Nightmare in
called.
It was-
Dreamland?
I think it was
That
just
was a
Dreamland.
remake on Game Boy Advance. I don't know if
really?
the first one was called that.
I don't remember the name of it, but I remember
I'll just put-
Kirby, and it was in color, and I think it was a Super Nintendo.
All right, so we have
can look it
1,
up,
2,
though.
3, 4, 5.
We still got plenty to go.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're exactly halfway.
For those
there.
of you watching, why don't y'all throw some in the chat there and see if we can tell you that you're wrong.
Yeah. Echo. Did that come
Kirby
out?
Superstar.
Kirby Superstar. Got you.
I would say for the people in your life that you hate, add Lion King and Jungle Book.
Ooh, and that you just
Do
you
not insult Lion King. Ever. Lion King was dope.
It was dope.
And it was better on the Genesis, so I say no to that one.
But speaking of super hard games,
And Aladdin, too. That was another one that's better
Yeah,
on the
I like
Genesis.
It was better on Genesis. I would pass on both of those. But speaking of supers, Super Ghosts and Goblins, I want to say. is the
Yeah,
name
Ghosts
of
and
it?
Goblins. Yeah.
I think we got to throw that in there.
All right, what about this, though? Oh, my God, I can't spell. Goblins. Mickey's Castle of Illusions. Did that come out for SNES? Because I know it came out for Genesis.
There was one Mickey game that came out. I don't remember.
Because
what-
Castle of Illusions was awesome. I'm trying to remember. Did that come out for SNES?
That I'm not super sure.
Mega Man.
Oh yeah,
X?
Yeah, I think we got to go with X
Yeah.
because let's see, 1 through 6 was on the NES if I recall correctly, and then 7 and 8 I don't remember being that very good, but I don't know if they came out on Super Nintendo.
Ooh, Oh, here we go. Okay, just because it needs to be on there because it was representative of the time, even though they took out the blood, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. I know, but it was a big game back then. It was the first time that, fighting games were coming to home
Speaking
consoles.
of that, we completely forget about Street Fighter, which is right behind us.
That was my next one because I thought of Street Fighter, but I'm like, no, I want Mortal Kombat more.
I have two that because I'm looking at lists now. I have 4 that I want to bring up. Yoshi's Island, which I think was Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario World 2, I want to say. Contra 3.
No, Contra that was on the NES.
Contra 3 was on Super Nintendo.
No, but that was on the NES Classic.
Well, Contra 1 was on NES Classic.
So I mean,
okay. Earthbound.
Earthbound, yeah, Earthbound definitely.
Super Mario RPG.
We got that one on there.
Okay.
Are you looking through?
Yep. I'm just
Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Oh my god!
I think we got to throw that on there. I think we got to throw that on there.
Did that come out for SNES?
I don't know about SNES, but it did come out for Super Nintendo. So
what about SimAnt?
SimAnt? No.
Oh my god! Wow, that is a blast from the past. I remember, obviously, SimCity 2000 is amazing, but I had it on PC. I think I had SimAnt on PC too.
F-Zero.
Oh, good question.
No, God,
Fox?
guys. Pilot Wings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Pilot Wings and, yes, Star Fox.
I think Star Fox. What are you guys' feeling on ActRaiser?
Not familiar.
Well, wait, where are we at now? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we got 7 more.
7 more. Trying to think of someone.
Mario Paint.
Ooh.
We got so many Mario games on here, though.
That's Nintendo.
Like, that's a problem?
I mean,
like, that's ever been a problem?
Final Fight?
When we already have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat?
Streets of Rage, did that ever come to...
That's Genesis only.
That's Genesis only. That was a fun game.
Yeah,
I
that game was awesome.
All right, what about side... Because that was like the golden age of side-scrollers. There's got to be a good side-scroller that came out.
Yeah, that was Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time was dope, yeah.
And speaking of Secret of Mana, I'd probably throw Secret of Mana in there.
Is that one for the SNES?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Was there a version of the X-Men side-scroller that came out on that?
Yeah, but they weren't really...
The Genesis one, I think,
Genesis, really overdid it. Oh, man, it's coming down.
Do we have any in the chat there?
Yeah, that's where I've been stealing all these ideas.
That's
where I'm trying to look. Yeah, like, I'm an SNES genius. Gradius.
Ooh. I think it's got to go in there. I think it's got to go in there. Yeah.
Oh, Golden Age.
No, Genesis.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Because I thought about that too. I don't think I would throw SimAnt in there, but I think SimCity I would throw in there.
And we're sure that came for... Well, but I mean...
It did come out.
I mean, that was good for the PC, but...
Yeah. Shout out to Will Wright and Maxis. Let me confirm that it came out for Super Nintendo. Yes, it did.
R-Type?
Never played it.
No.
I want a Super Scope for the SNES Classic.
What about... do we have enough...
I mean, I'd throw Super Castlevania back on there then.
Yeah.
No, we got that on there.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I don't know if we were...
What about... Are there any, like, side-scrolling, like, shooters? Like the whole, like, you're in a ship thing. I forget what that's called. Side-scrolling space shooter.
Did Front Mission come out on Super Nintendo? Hold on.
I don't know. Not sure. This is seriously, like, when we get to our next one, like, that's where I'm going to be really good, but this, I'm not too good at the...
Yeah, like, this is my...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'll tell you what. Just so we can kind of move things along,
just call it.
Let's add...
Yeah, Front Mission I would throw there.
You know what? Yeah, that's 25. All right. We'll just leave it at 25.
All right.
We're going to do 25.
Because you're welcome,
the segment's going a little long.
Yeah.
Now let's do the exact same thing, but with N64. Now, this one I think is going to be a lot easier because we're going to put the obvious ones on there.
Right.
I'm going to also move this paper over because I'm not left-handed. All right, so GoldenEye.
Of course.
Mario 64.
Yes.
Even though it was on the last one, Mario Kart.
Gotta have it.
Both Zeldas.
Yes, 100%.
Perfect Dark?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
That's better than GoldenEye.
Ooh, Brian with a
That's
Super
true.
Star Wars call-out. I think you're right. I think Super Star Wars should be on there.
Oh, what was that Star Wars game that came out?
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire.
Oh my god, that game was great.
There.
Yeah, it's got to go.
Pod Racing.
Yeah.
Or what was that? Pod Racer? Or?
Yeah, it was Star Wars Pod Racer.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that I would not be excited about an N64 Classic.
The way
what?
The graphics
like you
would
said.
look. Yeah, it doesn't age well.
I could turn my brain off though. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Gameplay is king, as formerly Kind of Funny Colin Moriarty would say.
What about Diddy Kong Racing?
Yes.
Ooh.
Not to say I don't like the games.
I'd say I'd hold off on that. We got because we got a lot to go.
Okay.
I'd say hold off.
I think we could do our full 30 with this one.
NFL Blitz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jet Force Gemini.
That's what I was trying to remember.
That was the one I was just thinking of. Yep.
Jet Force
Gemini, 100%.
Gemini. Did you guys play Armorines?
Yeah, that game was terrible.
I know, it was bad, but it came out right after, or like right before or something. Right after I saw Starship Troopers, which is basically a Starship Troopers game.
I just remember the cattle prod.
Oh yeah,
nice.
That was a fun one.
Oh, Kirby 64.
Kirby, okay,
absolutely.
Oh my god, you guys,
what?
Smash Brothers,
100%.
Yeah,
Star Fox 64.
Absolutely. Use the boost to get through.
Kirby 64. Wait, Star Fox, yeah. Blast Corps.
Great game.
Blast Corps.
Criminally
Still
underrated.
Fun.
Criminally underrated.
Still fun, Tristan. Still fun.
Yo, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
That game was awesome.
Dude, the multiplayer in that game was dope.
Brilliant.
All right, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Where are we at?
Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon Snap.
Stadium.
No. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Snap.
100%.
All right, I'm overruled on
Many
that.
folks can argue that they enjoyed Pokemon Snap more than Stadium.
Well, those people are wrong. I'll tell you this. We're not going to add Snap 2. I'll tell you that. No Snap 2, but Stadium 2. No, that came out for GameCube. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We got 17 games.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
Banjo-Kazooie.
I feel like we forgot Harvest Moon on both lists.
Not a big fan.
Really?
But what was that game? Nobody likes it. It was some Harvest
Quest
Space
64.
Station,
No one
Silicon
liked
Valley.
Quest 64.
Harvest. It was Harvest something, but it wasn't Harvest Moon. It was an alien game, and like aliens were coming down, and they were like killing people. You ride around on a motorcycle. Whatever. Nobody cares.
Nope.
What were you saying?
Is it? My friend Ben's trying to troll me. It is not true. I am not against cussing. But thanks, Ben. God, well, you maybe lose my train of thought, Ben. You jerk.
Pilotwing 64 was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Did Mortal Kombat 4 come out?
No.
Trilogy came out
No. The Mortal Kombat games are terrible on the N64. God awful. No.
Banjo. Let's see.
All right, so there were so many good
Donkey Kong
adventure
64?
games.
Yes, has to be on there.
Okay. DK64.
What are our feelings on Resident Evil 2?
I loved it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I'll put that
Put
on
on the list.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot this. Mario Party.
Mario
Absolutely
Party.
not.
You what?
No.
For the audio listeners, I am giving Tristan the death stare.
Mario Party is
Defend
a pile
yourself.
of trash. That game is
Is it only because
random.
you lost friends because you played it?
No.
It's completely random, like a board game. How do you feel about Monopoly?
It does not matter what you do for the first 49 turns, which is 18 hours of your life, because someone inevitably is going to get 18 stars in the last round.
Okay.
I've totally won and lost in both
So
of
the
those
people
scenarios.
who love the game are the people who won that way.
Yep.
Everyone else who can see it for what it is,
Hit me.
garbage.
Did you enjoy
Man.
it? I mean, not everything's
Not at all.
about winning. It's not all about winning.
I'm
It's
not
about
saying
having
it's about
fun with
winning.
your buddies.
You're not having fun for that 18 hours.
Oh my god.
I loved it.
Seriously, how do you feel about Monopoly? Because I mean, you
It's coming
basically
out.
just described
It's
Monopoly.
coming
It's
out,
like all of
baby.
a sudden, big announcement, Ubisoft. But like that's it. That's Monopoly. It's randomized, and
I
then
feel
at
like
the
there's
end,
more
somebody
strategy
owns
to something like
everything.
Monopoly.
can't believe. I'm so sorry, Paper
I
Mario.
see it. I see
Paper
it on
Mario.
there. Paper Mario, yeah.
I'm so sorry for forgetting you. That game is amazing.
I'm gonna have to
Thousand Year Door was better.
Tristan, I'm going to have to
Evaluate
reevaluate your position and our friendship on this podcast.
I mean,
I cannot believe that you would talk such trash.
I should go.
if that's what it takes to keep Mario Party off this list,
Oh my god.
I'll sacrifice myself.
Oh my
Rest in
god!
peace,
You know,
Tristan.
I'm actually very curious. I would love if you're listening, if you're in the chat right now. Let me know how you feel about Mario Party, because I feel like I'm not crazy here.
Yeah,
Right? I feel like Tristan's just wrong.
I think he's wrong as well.
I think you're just wrong. No. And here's that
fact that
conflict
there's
I was
been,
saying. I'm like,
like,
we need conflict on this
Yeah,
show.
you asked for it.
There it is.
Like,
we're gonna
the fact
fight.
that there's been 10 of these, like, is proof positive.
Have you played the most recent one? They're getting
No,
rid of their own.
No,
gameplay.
apparently that one was broken.
No, I haven't.
That one I have not played. Ooh, Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your phone too.
Yeah, well, that's what it's for. I think now that we've gone down the rabbit hole, I think we can roll back to Diddy Kong Racing and throw that bad boy up there.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Anything
15,
we're missing,
16,
chat?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We need one more. We need one more game. One more N64 game, and I feel
Mario Party.
No,
And we're done.
We're not finishing the list of Mario Party.
All right, Tristan, you have. I'm gonna get the timer ready. I'm gonna get the timer ready, even though you're getting way more time because you know exactly what I'm doing. Oh my god, we're so late in this episode.
That's totally fine.
You have
Armorines. I'll take Armorines over Mario.
armor.
Party.
No,
What?
no. 5 seconds.
You gotta give
4,
us another one.
Space Station,
3.
Silicon Valley.
I've never heard of that.
Wait, that sounds really familiar,
That sounds like a PC game.
No, it's like a.
but it's not good enough. Mario Party is on there,
Mario Party. Bah, 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 bah.
and we'll see how much controversy this causes on when I post this later. Okay, so oh my god, we're so into this episode. That's awesome. No,
Riveting.
it's not. It's this is
Riveting.
gonna be a long one. That's what she said.
Hold on to your hats.
Ah man, see now it's. I think we're gonna have to skip. No, let's just do it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're gonna have a long episode. I have this idea for a possible segment for us to try. It's where we kind of design the perfect game, and the segment is called the perfect game. So each week there'll be a different theme. This week is crime game. So we have to come up with an idea for, like the mechanics and all that of a game. It could just be premise, it could be story, it could be, gameplay, it could be whatever. But we try to, we all try to figure out what the best game would be. We each pitch our own, and then the person with the best idea okay, we're making that game now. So I'll go first. Like I said, this week's theme is crime. So kind of like Grand Theft Auto. I have this idea for a game where, now, here's the thing. This game has a lot of gameplay mechanics into it, so I think that you'd have to kind of either go cel-shaded or tone down the graphics a little bit because there's a lot involved. You start as like a teen, and you're doing vandalism, you're doing whatever. You can do whatever you want in this game, kind of an open world, if you will. And if you get busted for doing anything, you can get arrested. And if you get arrested, you normally in a game, you just have to pay a fee, and then you're good. But it starts the second part of the game, or just a different part of the game, where you have to now go through the judicial system. You have to go to court. You have to be in jail for a while, and these processes take a long time in the game, like hours and hours of gameplay, either doing stuff in jail. There's a trial portion of the game, and then eventually if you get released, then you have to go visit your probation officer. So it's like a very realistic thing. You can kill people in the game, but if you kill somebody, chances are they're going to find you. And there's a very good chance they're going to find you. And then there's going to be a manhunt. So it's all very, very realistic. And I think the cool thing about this game could be that you can go throughout the entire game and never commit a crime and be totally fine the entire thing. So it's kind of like, there's no message there. But if you want to take one from that, it's that crime doesn't pay. But it's fun,
Which
and
is
it
why
could be
the
fun.
game would not work.
Well, but it would be fun though. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is the game would be it'd be an entertaining thing. I think. I don't know. Tristan, do you have one?
Yeah, mine's more of just a concept. I didn't really think it through that much, but I want a Old West game in the style of heists from the movie Heat.
Oh,
I want you
robbing
a bank, busting your crew out of this jail because they got rowdy in the saloon, stuff like that.
I like it. Also, I just read in chat, and I have to get out the list again. We forgot about one.
I think, is it that one? Because
Yep.
I was about to call it out too. Brian, I think you're right. You're absolutely
I'm
correct.
scratching out Mario
Bye,
Party.
Mario Party. WWF No Mercy.
Yeah.
One of the greatest games of all time.
Okay.
I apologize to Vince McMahon.
Do you have one?
I've thought a lot about it, and I think what it comes down to is very scenario based. For me, I don't want to say Telltale, but I think it's a good kind of stylistic.
So like a story, more story driven.
Right, very story driven. And that way you can kind of get away with, you don't really need a lot of gameplay. Like, you got the Life is Stranges, you got the LA Noirs out there. Essentially, it would just be the opposite of LA Noir. I would think you've committed a crime, or you're about to commit a crime, and you're creating scenarios around getting away with it. Can you pay off the police? Can you pay off a lawyer? Stuff like that. Obviously, it's very.
You can only pay off once. One, do you pay the police off, or do you pay off, a judge, or
exactly? And then it plays off in different scenarios. So it's very like the spiderweb type stuff. I'm actually shocked that nothing like that has happened before. It's so game developers,
all the game developers that are listening to us right
follow
now.
Follow me on Twitter,
EXP
Reaper J, but DM me, my DMs are open.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, it's just an idea I had. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. We do have a question that Brian posted, and I lost it. It's no longer in chat. It was...
And it's gone.
And it's gone. It was...
You can always re-ask it.
Yeah, Brian, if you want to re-ask that question, I totally forgot. Well, now is the time when we do viewer questions. If you're watching and you want to ask us a question, you can do that in chat, or if you're listening later, you can send us a message on facebook.com/downrightfiercegaming, or on Twitter, which I now have to do because, Jacob over here is our...
I followed.
And it was funny? I thought you were our first. The reason why I thought you were our first, because I was our first. Like, I was our first follower on Twitter. Now we have two.
There you go.
But that's at DRF Podcast. You can send us a question and we'll answer on the show.
Oh, Ben just asked a question.
Sweet. So, yeah, that's where you can ask us questions. Benjamin Burrs asks, well, that was on the video game thing that I was saying. He wanted to know if you could just pay off the judge, get slapped on the wrist. That would be the thing. There would be so many gameplay elements. It could be, okay, so you can go to court and you have like kind of an ace attorney kind of thing where you have to argue your way out, or you have a thing where you can, if you made enough money, you can bribe the judge, or do certain things like that. So Brian has a question for the new Call of Duty game. Do you think the developers would put in a moment similar to Modern Warfare 2's No Russian? If so, what do you think it would be? If not, would you? And if not, would you? And what would you make it?
Is that the one where
would you put it in? Okay.
That's where you're walking.
That's where you're airport and you're shooting the innocent people.
That's what I heard.
I mean, if they wanted something that was similar, I guess being on the opposite side of the Normandy beach, playing as the Nazis and just mowing down, or dropping the bomb.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man,
that
people don't give, and I was about to say credit. People don't give the Americas, the United States, the crap that they should for dropping a nuclear bomb on two cities. It worked. It worked, but we killed so many innocent people, and they're still suffering to this day because of that.
I'm actually planning. That's my tail end of my Japan trip is Hiroshima.
Yeah, like that is the biggest terrorist attack ever, and it really was the terrorist attack because we were trying to scare them into giving up. Which again, it worked. Thank God.
Yep.
Good thing. It was an ugly war, anyways.
Right.
And it had to stop. But to fly that plane and then drop the bomb. There's your No Russian moment, I think. What do you think, Tristan?
I think you nailed it. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really go bigger than that. It ended the friggin' war.
Pun intended. It can't go bigger than that.
Right. Seriously.
Yeah. So that's our questions. What are we playing? I'm playing. Finishing up Mafia 3. I'm about to start the new Call of Duty game. Just came in from GameFly. Mafia 3. I love it. It does get repetitive. Tristan and I were talking about this earlier. It does get really repetitive, like insanely repetitive, but I liked it.
But not enough for you to call it a day.
I mean, if like the gameplay is fun, so if the gameplay is good and it just keeps doing the same thing over and over again, I guess I'm one of those people where I'm okay with that. I don't know. I'm weird. Like I definitely understand why this game's a 6, maybe even a 5 or 7 or whatever. I get it because it's repetitive. Because things aren't as polished or whatever. But I like it. I like it a lot. Far Cry 2 is like one of my favorite games. Nobody agrees with me.
No, it's a great game.
Yeah.
I think 3 and 4 are better, but it's a great game.
What are you guys playing?
I think we're both playing Persona 5 still, probably.
Yeah, still working my way through Persona.
Oh man, I'm gonna get to it. Definitely.
I think I've probably hit about 36 hours in now, which is, again, like I said last week, nothing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an 80 to 100 hour experience. It's still brilliant. It's still awesome. It's still fresh. Everyone should play it. If you even just barely like RPGs, not even like JRPGs, if you just barely like RPGs, you need to go get it.
Who's your best girl?
Oh, Futaba, who is the super hacker nerd, and she's awesome.
I don't know
Super quirky.
anything that we just said. I don't understand anything
that's
that
cool.
we just said, but I know that that's a
people out there
question,
get it.
and I know that you answered in a way that sounds right. So, I don't know. Tristan?
I haven't met all the characters yet. I recently revisited a game called Oxenfree. I don't know if you guys
Oh, right.
I downloaded that. I still haven't played it, though.
Magnifique.
really awesome. The art style is beautiful. Music is great. I really like what they do with dialogue. I mean, it's kind of like a cheesy teen drama with the way they talk, so they can be kind of annoying. But your dialogue choices, you can interrupt a character at any point when they're talking, so it makes the dialogue feel a lot more natural.
And you can, like, walk away and be like, hey, well, I guess this conversation's over.
It's a lot more engaging. It does a lot of not responding, which I like in a dialogue choice game. I've started doing that more and more. And
I think Mass Effect didn't do a great job of that.
Right.
They just kind of like, all right, well, we only have 3 options here, so throw in a ...
Yeah. I want to play a game where it's like a Telltale, but, like, every single dialogue option is say nothing. So that way you can, like, live out some, like,
the main character is a mute.
some kind of Zelda or, Final Fantasy thing where it's just, like, he just doesn't talk ever. So people just kind of impose their own judgments on you for not saying anything. Okay. So now we are going to move on to video game 20 questions.
Josh was really excited about this when we started recording.
No. Yeah. Actually, no, I am. I think this is a good one. And I am ready if you guys are. For those of you who don't know, they ask yes or no questions, and I give yes or no answers. Sometimes I say sometimes. Sometimes. Maybe.
Sometimes.
And then sometimes I just say I can't answer that. So let us begin with the 20 questions.
Let's see.
Oh, no, better idea. Let's sit here in silence.
Yeah.
plays well on a podcast.
I know, right? Silence.
Did it come out after the year 2000?
Yes. January 1st, 2000, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Did it come out on current gen consoles?
Nope.
Okay.
Was it an exclusive?
Yes.
Let's see. So not current. Did it come out on a mobile console?
No.
Did it come out for the PC?
No. I'm not going to keep track. I was going to try to write down all the questions. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's
It's too much.
That's a lot. Did it come out for the Xbox 360?
Nope. And I'm going to help you out with that one. Let's just say... Oh, wait.
Stuck him again.
Yeah, okay, let's just say the Xbox 360 generation. Because, I mean, you can add...
It didn't come out for the
I kind of feel
PS3,
like...
Xbox, GameCube generation?
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to just ask about generations rather than...
Yeah, probably a good call.
Yeah, so we'll say that generation and the answer's still no.
So not current, not... Okay.
So that puts it in, I guess, GameCube, Xbox One. Well, not Xbox One, but...
So it came out with the generation previous, being PS2.
Is that your question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you could have actually just assumed that because there's only 3.
I couldn't. I decided to ask the question because I wasn't sure. Like, I wanted.
I mean, I guess it could be. It could have been a. I mean, the way I was answering your question, I guess, but it could have been like arcade or something like
exactly. That. So wanted to at least iron that out.
All right, so we're on 7.
Okay.
Right now.
Not a problem. Was it a?
Yes, it was a...
Don't count that. Counts as a half question. genre-wise.
What if there was a game called and he just won?
I don't think I would. Game of the year.
That would be a funny title for a game.
Game of the year 2017.
I really like
It's a great game.
All right, so it came out for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube generation. It was an exclusive.
Is it an RPG?
No.
Okay.
That is not an RPG.
Is it a driving game?
I cannot answer that.
Interesting.
Okay.
So, assuming you can drive in it.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not going to take off. No.
Okay.
No,
I'm having deja vu from last week.
I don't want to answer that just in case.
Okay.
No.
Sometimes?
Not even sometimes. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just not going to answer that.
All right.
Pleading the fifth.
Pleading the fifth.
Is it pleading or pleading? I don't know.
Pleading.
It's pleading? Okay, sweet. Said it right.
Yep. All right. Let's see.
I feel like I'm more confused now.
No, you'll get it later.
I feel like I've narrowed it down a little bit, but this is when it gets really interesting because we really gotta jam it down. Okay, let's see.
You nailed down the generation, which is usually the thing that kind of takes the longest. So
right. How many are we at now?
You are at 8.
Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay.
So we know it's not an RPG.
Yep. We don't know whether it's a driving game or not.
And I feel like you actually get more. I think you get more from questions I can't answer.
Yeah.
Than
I agree, especially in this scenario here.
Because now okay, it's not a Grand Theft Auto. It's not because there's clearly driving in those things. Right. So,
Right.
And also, if anybody in chat wants to throw out a guess, if it's a good enough one after 10 questions, they can use up one of yours for
shout out to Lifelines.
To Lifeline.
Man, do you play as a human?
Good question.
Yes.
Jesus.
Okay. Yes.
It's not an RPG.
Yes.
Play as a human.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, correct. You are human. Human is what you are.
Is the setting on Earth?
I believe so. Let me double check.
Okay.
But I believe so.
Should we go for time period?
Oh, for the setting of it?
Yeah.
So much silence.
I know, right? Well, you're the one on your phone, Dick.
Answer our question.
Oh.
It just means we asked a good one.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. All right, I'm just going to say I think so. For the Earth.
Right.
For the Earth thing.
Okay. So now we're at 10.
And possibly sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay, great.
That's a big help. That's a giant help. That's 10 questions also.
Right. Okay, let's see.
Sometimes you might be on Earth.
Yeah. I think. A tentative yes.
But not an RPG.
Not an RPG.
Play as a human.
And it didn't come out on PC, correct? Because that's
I really hope it didn't.
Yeah, because I believe you said no to that.
I mean, I'll tell you this: at the very least, even if it did, like it's known for
being
this exclusive. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could have. It might have, like years down the line, or even immediately. I don't know, but it's not known for being on PC.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. Man. It's like Mass Effect. Mass Effect's on PC, but it's not like people immediately think PC when they think Mass Effect. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Brian, you saved us last time. Come on over.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's see. Man.
I mean, you haven't
Totally
even touched on genre or.
Well, I mean, we narrowed
that.
it down once at least. I guess we'll go that route.
Is it science fiction?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't ask that, because I figured or sometimes kind of gave that away, I think. But that's okay. At least we have confirmation of it. Is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Okay.
I was going to say, I would nail down, like, gameplay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an RPG, not a first-person shooter.
That should narrow it down, but the problem is like, what's left?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
So this sci-fi.
Yep. Oh. Oh.
Do you play as a woman?
No.
Oh man, I thought I nailed it.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking Metroid Prime.
Oh.
Oh, that's one thing we didn't decide if it was part of it's a new IP.
Well, I would give it an exclusive to GameCube, right?
Yeah.
And it's not an RPG and it's sci-fi. Oh man, I thought I had it too. I mean, I felt so good about that.
But what kind of driving can you do? I guess when you're rolling around.
Yeah. Rolling around.
Well, can you be a car? Can you be a vehicle? All right, so that's 13. Man, wow. 13 getting there. You've missed the world record for the podcast record for quickest 20 questions.
Are there horror tendencies?
No. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
What were you thinking with that?
Dead Space.
Oh, don't look at chat. Also, Dead Space came out for
multiple consoles, didn't it?
PS3.
Yeah, it was like 360.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Still a good question either way. I didn't think
Again,
really
if chat, if you have questions that you want to ask,
desperate measures,
you could throw them out there. If it's a good one, I'll pick it up. All right, so we know it's Xbox, PS2, GameCube era,
sci-fi,
exclusive, sci-fi, not a first-person
FPS,
shooter,
not RPG.
Might take place on Earth.
Sometimes.
You are a human.
Sometimes.
You're a man.
Well, you said you weren't sure at first, but it sounds like we're a man.
You're a man.
Exactly.
You're a man. Yeah, you're a man.
Man.
All right, so I won't take it. I won't take two for it. But Josh asked a good question.
What did Josh ask?
Do you want to use it? It's not. I won't take two for it.
I'll hold off.
Okay.
I'm thinking for a little bit more. Let's see.
Coming up with nothing.
Right. I'm still mad about Metroid Prime, man. I thought I hit a home run, dude.
We gotta wrap things up though, because we have a very long.
Let's go with Josh.
He asked, "Does it have sequels?" Yes. That's a big one. So, sci-fi game with sequels. You're a man. Earth kind of maybe.
Not a first-person shooter.
Not a first-person shooter. Not an RPG. You still haven't locked down gameplay mechanics.
Is a weapon you get in it the Hammer of Dawn?
What game are you talking about?
Gears of War.
No. Because I don't remember. I don't remember.
And sci-fi. And you're on sometimes.
Yeah.
Man. See, I thought I hit a home run again.
That'd be a good one. But I also hesitated when it came to do you play as a woman. I'm like, yeah. That's kind of Maria. It's very man.
I think you might play as a woman once or something like that. I don't know. Too many muscles to tell.
Yeah.
If there are boobs.
All right, 16. Get into the wire.
Is there any platforming?
Great question.
Oh, no. Took me a second, but no.
Right, I had to think about it. Man. So 17, right?
17.
Yeah. 17. Come on, guys.
Let's see. So
I've still got nothing.
All right, so let's recap again.
Again.
Or sometimes.
Or sometimes.
It's absolutely
You're
my
a
favorite
man.
response. Manny, man.
Manly man.
Not really driving.
Not really driving.
Not really driving.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Non-RPG, non-FPS.
No platforming.
No platform.
Yeah, we have a couple people guessing KOTOR, but that's
an RPG, guys.
That's absolutely RPG. The GameCube, Xbox, PS2 generation exclusive.
It takes out a lot of stuff.
It has sequels.
Has sequels. That was one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. You want to lock down gameplay mechanics? Or what kind of sci-fi? Or publisher? Maybe. I'll tell you what. One of those things I said you'd get it in a second. If you can lock down one of those things, you'd get it in a second, immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, and also KOTOR's not on Earth. Right. That's not even Earth sometimes.
That's Earth, not even close.
That's far, far away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
All right.
Yeah, I'm. I got nothing. Let's see. So, I guess we can maybe narrow down system.
Either
Kind of
game
did. I mean,
Yeah, I guess we kind of did.
yeah.
Want to go for publisher?
It's definitely a shot in the dark. Let's see.
Oh man.
Non-RPG. Not PS. So
All right, we gotta wrap it up though. Like safe sex. Gotta wrap it up.
Is it an action adventure game?
I will give you at least that it is an action game.
Action game.
So half yes,
Okay.
but maybe also adventure, but more action.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
Action sci-fi.
It's funny because somebody asked that on chat.
I read your mind.
Yeah.
I read your mind out there.
All right.
How many were at 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, 18. 2 more questions and then you got to guess.
I was going to toss it out there.
Toss it. Toss
Toss
it.
it. Actually, no, I already lost it. Just like that.
Action.
Yep. Action-ish.
You play as a man. It's, yeah, I mean, we you know.
So,
All right, tell you what. I want to help you out.
okay.
Lock down the publisher. Nah, actually, well, I mean, that's... You, with only 2 questions, that might not be a good strategy.
Might not be possible.
It might not be... I mean, it's possible if you get lucky, but it's a little tricky. Not tricky.
There's just too many damn publishers.
I mean, it's...
Right.
But if I tell
even
you...
in that generation.
And when I reveal the game...
I'm gonna throw you.
No, when I reveal the game, I'm just going to tell you the publisher. And you'll get it immediately. But we really do got to wrap up. So just throw out a question. No. Throw out question.
Do you fly spaceships?
Kind of.
How can you kind of fly a spaceship?
How can you kind of drive?
That's honestly, that is a good answer. That was a good answer on my part. Kind of. Sort of. I mean, yes, the answer is yes. But not in the way you're thinking. I know, that's just gonna...
Let's see.
All right, last one. Last question. That's actually a pretty big one, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I've still got nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing's coming to mind.
Nope.
All right, just throw out a random question. Can you see your hands?
Do you poop in it? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you poop in it? I mean, you know...
Conquer's Bad Fur Day. All right, we're out of here. And you play as a human.
Yeah. All right, just any question, because we really got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Any question. Anything.
Go for it.
Well, just ask about the publisher.
Is it made by Sony Entertainment? I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I mean, developer. Sorry, developer. I kept saying publisher. I'd say go with developer.
Anything in the chat?
No.
Okay.
Anything?
Not even close.
Is the developer Japanese? Yes. There we go. All right.
That's not even good enough. Not good enough
I mean, I know, that's what I'll say. With 2 questions, you can't really come up with it. All right.
Is it Squeenix?
Any just random guess? You want to just take a stab in the dark?
Not even a little bit.
All right.
No, I got nothing.
I'm curious. Oh, did you see it?
No.
Okay, you promise?
I promise.
All right. It was developed by Hideo Kojima.
Oh my god.
What game is it?
Metal Gear Solid.
No.
2? No.
No.
I was gonna say 2.
No, it's not Metal Gear Solid. You're definitely a man to that one. That's definitely on Earth.
Well, yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Zone of Enders.
Oh wow.
No, didn't play it at all.
Wow.
What?
Shout out to Jehudi. Yeah.
Jehudi,
there was no way I would have narrowed it down to that.
Yeah.
What?
I would have had to have played it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so the thing is,
It's a great
an
great
amazing
game.
Yeah, so you fly around.
You do fly sometimes.
And you fly sometimes. And you drive. I mean, would you call that driving?
It's a lot of sometimes.
You can. She can go on the ground and then go fast with wheels on her feet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of driving. And then you said spaceships. She can go in space.
Yeah. I started to ask if you could morph into spaceships, which would have been a good question, but never would have got me to Zone of the Enders.
I never would have gotten that.
Yeah. Zone of the Enders is because Zone of the Enders 2 is pretty good too, but the first one's great.
Zone of Enders 2 was way better. I loved it.
PS2, I believe.
Yep. 2001 PS2.
See, here's the thing. I didn't know that was Kojima.
Really?
I had absolutely no idea that was
With
Kojima.
all the Zone of Enders references in all the Metal Gear Solid games, the posters on the walls,
That's true.
Yeah. Even
really
Metal. I mean, Zone of Enders
No
came
way
out
in hell
before
would've got
Metal
it.
Gear, and then Metal Gear was based off of the Zone of Enders machines.
No way I would have got it.
No. All right. Well,
But
I guess I'm
that was
going
a
to
good
go
one.
easier next week. That's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. You can watch our live streams on Facebook. That's facebook.com/downrightfiercegaming. We're on Twitter at DRF Podcasts, on twitch.tv/DRF Podcasts, and then on patreon.com/downrightfierce. You can kick us $2 a month, and we'll give you extra content. We'll give you extra stuff. We'll give you extra love. We'll thank you at the end of the episode.
I'll give you a hug when I see you.
Exactly. So the people we want to thank are Mark Mayfield. Thank you, Mark Mayfield. And Jeff Knight. Thank you, Jeff Knight.
Yeah, J.O.
Also want to thank our executive producers, Brian Kaminsky and Andrew Kirkendall.
Sexy bitch.
And then another thing is, make sure you check out our teespring.com. It's teespring.com/downrightfiercegaming. You can buy t-shirts kind of like this one, except it's going to add these 2 faces on there. This is the original shirt.
I want a shirt. I made it.
This is the original shirt, and their faces will be right here. I dropped down the price of them enough to where we're only making $5 a shirt, because they wanted to charge $25. I'm like, no, that's too much for a t-shirt. So I brought it down. All the money is going to go towards better green screens, better lighting, better things to make better quality stuff for you. We don't make money doing this at all.
I mean, you can't really
Zero money.
Get better than E Honda though. I mean, give me a break.
Oh yeah, no, that's going to stay there. And then also, new episodes will air every Monday on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, and Stitcher.
Woo!
Do us a favor, please rate it. Even if you don't listen to it,
helps.
just rate it.
Really
It
does.
really does help. Share our videos.
Algorithms
Help
and
us
stuff.
get our name out there, because we're trying to, we want to do more stuff and give you more stuff. And in order to do that, we need views and all that, stuff.
Make
It
a
says
move.
stuff a lot there.
Because
Anyways,
you're trying not to say that word.
the F word. That's it.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, call your mother right now.
Hi, Mom. I don't need to call you. Bye.
All right.